Hi everyone. Welcome to our final demo for Theater Critic. I'm Shiv, and I'll be introducing our team and the problem we set out to solve. Our team is called Silent Spur, and members are myself, Gracie, Aaron, and Sanjana. Um, each of us played a pretty key role in designing, building, and testing this application over the course of the semester. It has been a long journey, but we are really proud of what we put together and excited to show it to you today. So what problem we are solving? Think about the last time you wanted to watch a movie. You probably went to Google, maybe checked Rotten Tomatoes or IMDb, and maybe texted a friend to ask if they didn't see it or if they'd seen it. And somewhere along the way, you lost the track of the 10 other movies you meant to watch last month. Sound familiar? Where that's a problem, and that pretty much every movie fan deals with. And it was the exact frustration that inspired Theater Critic. So right now, movie lovers have no pretty no place to like track what they want to watch, write and read reviews from people they actually trust, organize movies into personal shareable list, and discover new films based on their own tastes and preferences. Um, Apps like Letterboxd exist, but they're kind of limited in social features and personalizations. So also IMDb, which is I kind of think is overwhelming and cluttered with information that casual viewers don't really need. Then you have Netflix and other streaming platforms, which only shows you movies from their own catalog, so you never get like a full picture of it. Um, and none of these platforms really give you like a truly personal experience where you can curate your own space and connect with other film fans in a meaningful way. So what do people do with an app like ours? They keep scattered notes on their phones, rely on word of mouth, or just scroll endlessly through streaming platforms, hoping something catches their eye. There's no organization or community, and no easy way to remember what you actually wanted to watch, which is why Theater Critic was built to fix exactly that. Um, it is sort of like a one stop platform where users can watch, search for movies, read and write reviews, build and share watch lists, and connect with other film fans. It's kind of like an all in one clean, organized, and easy to use interface. We also wanted to make sure that even users who haven't created an account yet can still benefit from the app, which is why we built out a full guest experience as well. Um, our goal was simple, to reduce the friction between I want to watch something and I actually watch something great. We wanted to build something that felt personal, social, and genuinely useful for anyone who loves movies. Um, so that was it. Thank you. I'll now pass it to my next team member who will pretty much walk you through the technologies we use to build our website, which is Theater Critic. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Gracie, and I'm going to be going over our technologies and how we use them in our web app. So first off, we started with Spring Boot, which is a Java-based backend framework. It's usually used for web servers, routing, and dependency management, which was useful for using our APIs and integrating them. We used it to handle all the routes between different pages like home, search, profile, database. We also use it to process form submissions like search, login, register for an account. But it also serves as the backend, so it contains our service layers that we use for storing information on Mongo database. So it contains our repositories as well as services that we needed to integrate with the movie database API. And it worked really well because it allowed us to put everything in one backend. It also, which simplified development. It was also useful for debugging because it has an embedded server in it, which meant we could run it locally and see how the website would interact with everything and how it would behave and look. So we wouldn't really need to deploy it to see that. The web app also integrated really well with TimeLeaf, which is a server-side templating engine, and it generates HTML pages on the server before sending them to the browser. And we use it to display user-specific user interfaces, like, for example, when you first get to the homepage, you see a login button. Whenever you log in with a valid user account, you see a dashboard button. And whenever you log out, you see the login button again. We also were able to reuse different components, like headers and footers using fragments. And we were also able to put controlled logic directly in HTML, which was useful for controlling what users saw on their homepage and dashboard, because you don't want everyone to see all the watch lists, you just want them to see theirs. We chose it because it integrated really well with Spring Boot, which allowed us to keep the front end and back end together without needing a separate front end framework. One of the APIs that we used was Mongo database, and it allowed us to store data as flexible JSON-like documents. And we used it to store anything that wasn't really from the movie database API, including user accounts, reviews, comments, watch list, and profile data. And it was really useful specifically in adding the profiles because it didn't require us to restructure the entire database whenever we added certain things. It was also useful for the search functions because we were able to create search indexes with the information that we already had and integrate it into our backend. Now, for anything that involved movies, we used the movie database API, which gave us access to movie information and posters, as well as different data, like ratings and things like that. And we used it to display all the movie information users would need, as well as different methods like search movies by title and get popular movies, which allowed us to curate a guest user experience that didn't require them to put in their interest. Now, we were going to use React.js and technologies that worked with that, but with the timeline that I had to work with, I needed to have everything in one place, and that made it a lot simpler for me. Um, and however, while React does have a lot of the stuff that we needed, like reusable components, it's also really good for building user interfaces. It was just a lot easier and less time consuming for me to put it all in one place. Now, I'm going to pass it down for the walkthrough to our next group member.
Hello, my name is Aaron Williams, and I want to go through and do the walkthrough for you now that you've heard some of the technical side from my team member Gracie. So we're just gonna walk through a bit of a use case for this. So we start off. We have Mr. Alex Movies. He's getting used to trying to use this application and use it. He heard from his friend named Sarah that they were going to be able to create their own watch list and check out their own things, and so and be able to essentially have a good bit of deal of personalization on Theater Critic. So as you can see, I already have his account laid out. We're going to create his account. It's going to ask Alex to log in. So Alex Movies. It's going to go ahead and get logged in. So as you can see, it took us straight to his personal dashboard page, so he can see the things that he's going to be able to do here on the dashboard page. He's going to be able to go ahead and access this navigation bar up here, as well as go to some of his own personalizations. So these are things that he will be checking out, going towards his profile. And you would have noticed as well that on this last page right here, there's no recommendations. However, once Alex is done editing his profile and potentially changing any of these things or making his profile private or unprivate and giving himself a picture, then Alex can go ahead and come on back here where he can go ahead and look at his favorite genres. Here he can go ahead and assign what he likes. He can find out kind of what this app has to offer that specifically is catered towards him. So now that he's selected that he wants to see some action, he can go back to his personal dashboard, and Alex can now see here. He is now getting recommended his action movies. Not only that, but if he would like to go ahead and search for some science fiction, he can type that in as well. If he wants to search on a broader level. Um, and yeah, he'll be able to search for specific movies. Not only would he be able to search for specific movies, but he'd also be able to search for specific watch lists as well as specific users who are also using it as well. As you can see, there's also reviews down here left by the users. You can see what movie these specific reviews were charged or were put onto. You can see the rating given by that user as well. So, leading more into the personalization, just because that is the reason Alex wanted to use this app above all, Alex would be able to go on back to his dashboard. And here, Alex can go ahead and actually create his own watch list. So, let's say he has a watch list for late night. And Alex wants to create this watch list. He can go ahead and get this watch list created. And as of right now, it is a private watch list and there's nothing in it. But let's say that he wants to watch Avatar very late at night. Alex can go ahead and select that watch list from the drop down, hitting late night, and add that to his watch list. And now we can see Alex's watch list and he can make it public as well. Alex has created a private or a public watch list. My apologies. Now, hear from his friend who recommended him, Sarah Movies account. As you can see, we're on Sarah Movies account. We can go ahead and search for Alex's watch list. So if we were to search late night and going down to watch list, we'll be able to see watch list and created by Alex Movies. And then we can actually go and navigate throughout this watch list. Alex does have control because as you can see, if we come back to Alex's account, we are able to go and check out this watch list. And if we actually change it into a private watch list, then Alex can then update that visibility. And now, if we are to try and access this from the Sarah Movies account, and we once again searched up late night, we would not be able to see Alex's privated watch list. But the collaboration does not end there whenever it comes to being able to interact with others through this app. So let's say that Alex decided to leave a comment on, we'll say the movie Shelter. Then he can continue to interact with Sarah and let his thoughts be known by, let's say he wants to say take Shelter. Then he can now submit this review after he selects a rating. Here from Sarah Movies account. As you can see, his friend Sarah will now be able to, whenever she goes to her nice homepage, she'll be able to see his review, his account with how much he rated it, and not only that, but also be able to view the movie. That way, if they share any similar interests, she's now here. She can go down, see different comments and things like that, and can also proceed to add it to her own watch list that she can share with him at a later date as well. But that is a main portion of the project, is being able to add that feel of connectedness and that community to watching a movie, and being able to actually see what your friends or other users who are also using Theater Critic, being able to be on the same page and everybody's able to let their opinions be known and just collaborate through something like watching movies. But I'm going to pass this on to my next teammate, Miss Sanjana, and she's going to go ahead and give a final wrap up and conclude this video. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sanjana Gazarla-Moody, and I'm here to wrap us up. Theater Critic is a platform that makes it easy for users to track, review, and explore movies in a way that reflects their own personal taste. With features like customizable profiles, genre-based preferences, and watch lists, users can organize what they've seen and discover what they might enjoy next, all within a clean and intuitive interface. Overall, the project highlights how a simple, well-designed system can create a more engaging and personalized experience for movie lovers. Thank you!